Everyone in our community has the opportunity to make a difference and to show up, experience a sense of belonging, feel a deep sense of peace, like they're home. And the question for leaders of that community, if you're really going to lead, is how might you create space for all of those people to contribute in meaningful ways in their community? And these are all of the attributes of community that when people have the felt sense of them, they start to sense into it. This has been the approach that we've used since that time in ACT, and each person would have a very different story as to how they came to be a member of what we call ACT Core. But at the core of who we are, we all believe that we have a role to play in creating the experience of being community, of creating hospitable, welcoming, comfortable places for all types of people, especially our children, our youth, our families, our seniors, and some of the more vulnerable people in this region. We've done an incredibly unique job of finding ways to use the resources that we have and to come together with lots and lots of play and fun. And one of the things we've learned is that if you take the hardest issues in your community and you actually have a group of people who you like hanging out with, you can lift almost any issue together because you'll stay together because you actually enjoy the people you're with. So the story of ACT continues, and each person has created a sense of home and a sense of belonging for themselves by spending time together in a good way. And we all show up very differently. We all bring very unique gifts and talents, and we all represent an organization that also has passion, mission, and purpose. And as an educator, my philosophy on education is truly that our students are going to learn with schools or in spite of schools. So the more that we create that sense of hospitality and community in our schools, inside of our schools, the more likely it is that students will experience success and well-being throughout their lifetime.
I know I'm in my community when I'm out in the physical spaces that I love, saying hello to the people that I see every day when I'm out traveling actively. That's how I know it's my community.
So community happens when people share experiences together. So I know that I'm part of a community when I see someone going through something that's happened to me, when someone's helping me through something that's happened to them.
I also think of farm, I think of people coming together and that it's small and that I feel safe and I feel supported and I feel like a lot of love and happiness. That's what I feel in my community.
Community is a relational thing, and so it's something that I work at hard, kind of like a marriage or any other relationship. I'm intentional. We work hard at coffees. It's really important for me. I need to put the work in if I want it to be my community. It just doesn't come because it's yours.
I think of my community in two ways. I think of the physical community, the place where I physically go and live, and I also think of community in terms of relationship and those that I'm connected with. And how I know it's mine is the physical community is really familiar. It's really comfortable. I know where everything is. I know who people are that are there, and it feels safe and comfortable. My networked or my social emotional relationship community makes me feel really comfortable and safe and connected, and that I really belong.
Community for me has always been about a sense of belonging, and I think it's a really important space and place that we create for our students. And it really needs to include our neighbors from our neighboring First Nations. Many of our kids come from Paul First Nation, and it's important for us to establish those meaningful relationships in order for them to feel like Parkland is part of their community too.
Really what makes a community for me and where I feel most at home is when the community has a passion and a care for its residents, and they're prepared and willing to set aside their own needs for the needs of others. So a community is one that has great holistic strength and looks to take care of each other versus taking care of themselves.
It is more a feeling for me than a knowing, I guess, and just that sense of belonging, and that it is something of value, and that, like all things of value, maybe we should invest.
I feel that the community is mine because I see a real collaboration of people of all coming from all areas working together and really making a difference, no matter how big or small the project is. I feel there's a real want to move forward.
You know that the community is yours when you feel you belong, and even more so is that you feel that you have a voice or a say in what happens in your community.
This community is mine because of a little coined expression that I'm sure many people know, but it's the expression that you do great work in your corner of the universe. So whatever corner of the universe I've landed in, I've tried to really look at it as a place and a space where I could make great friendships, I could have good times, good food, raise great kids, have great experiences, and all of that has been afforded to me by this community because of the people who are here.
I've been involved in ACT Core over the last 3 to 4 years, and it's been a fun ride to speak of it in general terms. But I feel like I, with these other folks, might be making a small difference in our community. So it keeps me invested and willing to spend the time doing these things and being with these people who are interesting and amazing people. Really.